Hello and good evening. Greetings to one and all present here. Dear District Director, District Leaders, dignitaries, and my fellow Toastmasters and guests. A warm good evening and welcome to the 7th episode of Leadership Talk. I would request all the attendees here to kindly unmute yourself and turn on your videos only when requested or required. The questions can be addressed to the moderator. From now on, the chat will be only for the host. So you will be only able to send the questions to the host, and you can see the name over there as Q&A moderator. Today, to conduct this event, we have with us a tall gentleman who is doing his HPL project, and he is the District 79 webmaster, a proud member of Serendip Toastmasters Club. With a round of applause, let me welcome Toastmaster Muhammad Fariz.
Thank you, Toastmaster Noman, for your glamorous opening of this session and the generous introduction about me. Hi, I welcome you all to the weekly talk show for the top global leaders from all over the world that share their experience and thought. I'm so excited to host this session. The District 79 serves Central and Eastern Northern region of Saudi Arabia. Arabic is the official language. Therefore, we provide the Arabic translation after the presentation. Today's our translator, DTM Samer Kamal. For your questions, please write them into the chat box, and our question and answer moderator, Toastmaster Fahim and DTM Samer Kamal will handle it. Before I start the presentation, I would like to call our visionary leader, who is the brain behind this wonderful program. He is none other than our beloved district director, who will welcome everyone who is present today. DTM Samer, please.
Thank you a lot, Toastmaster Fariz, and welcome dear fellow Toastmasters from District 79 and from all over the world to District 79 Leadership Talk. I hope that you will enjoy this episode like you enjoyed the previous episodes or the 6 episodes from the same talk. Today we are really honored to have a great leader, but I will not introduce him now. I will let the event chair, Toastmaster Fariz, to do that. I just want to welcome you here and thank you for being with us in District 79 Leadership Talk. Back to you, Toastmaster Fariz.
Thank you, DTM Samer Kamal. Our speaker today has a message to our members in the district and our beloved guest. Not only the message, but some thoughts and wisdom. I kindly request everyone to get maximum benefit out of it. I will not take much time. I will leave you with our speaker. Our speaker this afternoon is a senior lecturer at Bahrain University, educator and entrepreneur. Research work is robotic and artificial intelligence. Led the largest district in the world in 2016, consisting of 7 countries in Middle East, over 360 clubs. Toastmaster since 17 years, the current regional 11 director. Let me call upon our beloved regional 11 director, DTM Shahbaz Ali, to deliver the speech. DTM Ali Shahbaz Ali, over to you.
Thank you, our amazing MC, Muhammad Fariz. That was an amazing video which I saw in the beginning. I actually thought I'm sitting in the World Convention because they have a similar style of showing the video. Thank you very much. Fellow Region Advisor, James Tarouk, District Director, Samer Kamal, PQD, Madhusha, CGD, Rami, District Office members, District 79 leaders and members, and also Toastmasters from around the world. Happy to see some attendants from District 79 and some from out of District 79. I myself was an audience to the few shows before, and I was enjoying getting the past international president, second vice president of Toastmasters International, and other international officers. So when Samir contacted me, our district director, we need you to speak. That was a surprise. I was like, okay, I would like to take a back seat someday and actually enjoy all these forums. But it's an honor to be here and to speak to you all in this segment called Leadership Talk. Now, it is, of course, going to be in English in 20 minutes. That's what I can do. I remember the last time I tried giving a workshop in Arabic, a friend of mine told me, Ali, you can easily qualify for Arabic humorous speech contest. So I didn't have the guts to try that again. But in few forums, I did try to speak out a few lines, whatever I could, but this is going to be plain in English. And I discussed with your district director that probably once we are done with the question answers in English, maybe then, if anybody wants pure Arabic talk, we can do that once we are done with the main in the English language. So today in the leadership talk, after a lot of topics on keynotes which I have delivered previously, I was like, what is the need of the time as of today? So when I told your district director my topic would be LinkedIn, he was kind of shocked. Okay, that seems interesting. And it is quite interesting because this is very much needed for the times which we are in. And throughout my experiences dealing with different districts, we have around 9 districts in the region, 37 plus countries. And I was like, every time I solve a conflict or I get an opportunity to solve a conflict, to discuss that conflict with district leaders, I always see that, okay, what's the root cause? And this topic, LinkedIn, is kind of the root cause of many things that which we receive as conflicts to our in our emails, sometimes on weekly basis or sometimes quite frequently. And after keeping an unfortunate investigation committee trying to find out what was the problem, of course, we come down to the core values of Toastmasters International, which is integrity, respect, service, and excellence. But keeping the core values intact, we also come to this very problem, which is LinkedIn. Now here, let's get started with LinkedIn. What do I mean by LinkedIn? I put some Arabic translation as well for our Arabic leaders who are not, I don't want them to be completely cut off. So I tried my best to put out some translation for them on the screen as well. The first thing is job description. So incoming RA, James Taruk, what do I mean by job description, or what do you understand by job description? Let's have an interactive session. Sorry to put you on spotlight, my friend James.
It's job description for me is the expected responsibilities and functions that you will perform during the course of the agreements. Like when you are employed, as per your contract, these are your supposed responsibilities and which the company or the employing agency or entity is expected you to perform.
Amazing. That's very good. Well said. To the word. Perfectly fine, R.A. James. And this is what it's about. Whenever you join a company, a society, we get a job description, we get our objectives, we get the roles, what we are supposed to do in our daily routine at that job. Some job descriptions are very generic in nature, some are very specific in nature. Sometimes it's a mix of both. Now, in my 17 years plus of career, either in Toastmasters or my corporate experience in the education industry, I have seen different job descriptions. Some are very generic, and in the last part, you see something specific to my role alone, what is required. Some job descriptions are so big that you go in a very off mood to read everything. Oh my God, this is too much. Some people don't read it until something goes wrong, and their CEO, their manager, or immediate subordinate tells them, you know what, we gave you a job description on first day of your work, or even when you were confirmed in the interview that we are going to hire you, we gave you a job description and you were supposed to read this. So that's how important job description is. It's a manual for what we need to do in our daily routine at our work. In Arabic, it is something like al-wasaf al-wadifi. This is for pure Arabic speakers. So this is job description in general sense. Let's look at job description at home. Now, at home, in Arabic, al-wasaf al-wadifi fil manzil. Now, this one, at home, we don't get a job description to do. I have never heard anybody in my family telling when I was a teenager, my baba telling to mama, this is my job description and this is my job description. My brother telling me, this is for the younger brother, this is for the elder brother. Or my cousins telling me what to do in a written form. Yes, when we see some misunderstandings, there is where we say, I think I'm not supposed to do this. This was your job. And that's what happens at home. Unless there is a written job description at home, which is kind of impossible to understand, but I haven't come across that. But I've seen it in movies where one couple keeps Sunday, I do this, Monday, you do the cooking, Tuesday, I do the cleaning. And you know, when somebody misses, it was a comedy movie where the couple gets into a fight. Now, I remember something of this scenario. When I was a student, I had my short course, which I took in US in Arkansas. In my first 1 week, it was very hard to understand. We were 4 students staying at the same accommodation in the university campus. So there is this one person comes who actually put who is going to do what and stuck it on the refrigerator. And I was like, wow, in our part of the world, that doesn't happen. We do something, we do it with love, or we just don't do it, you know. And I was coming from Bahrain and I was like, wow, never saw this. So I took it lightly. But then what happened? The other 3 roommates of mine, we had a team meeting. They said, Ali, we need to talk today. And I was like, talk now. They were like, no, we need to talk a little later. Once you're done with your studies and stuff. That evening talk was so important, which I can never forget till date. They said, see, Ali, now that we are here, we don't have anybody to come and clean the house for us. We don't have anybody to come and take our stuff to the nearest laundry. So we normally 3 of us decided the dates. So now that you have come in, you will be doing this with us as well. And I was shocked. Wow, I'm not going to do this. You know what? I'm going to pay for it and let somebody come in and just do it. They said, no, that doesn't work here. And surprisingly, we all happened to go from the Middle East to get this course done. So one was from Bahrain, another was from Saudi, another one was from Oman. And I couldn't understand what happened to these guys. Then they told me the background. When they came in, they learned it the hard way, like what shock I got. So we made a calendar together. Who is going to do the cleaning? Who is going to clean the bathrooms? Who is going to clean the kitchen? Who is going to clean the house? Who is going to cook? And it's an open secret, everybody. The best thing I did in the kitchen ever was take a glass of water and just drink it. You see, so here is where I actually learned to make my first egg omelette and to cut the tomatoes, to get out the eggs and to mix whatever required and actually make an omelet and serve not just myself, but everybody there. The other guy learned how to make other dishes. So this was our verbal job description at home kind of environment. Someday we might have to go out, probably looking for a new job. Probably COVID-19 was a surprise to all of us, and we never thought we would be doing things that we would be doing now. So who knows? You know, what I heard stories in the quarantine from some people that you see sometimes the nurses and the doctors are not enough. They need to do cleaning by themselves, small little things by themselves at times. Not everywhere in the world, in all accommodations, in all quarantines. Somebody saying something? Okay. So not every quarantine, it's a scenario where we get that royal treatment. Sometimes patients, they need to keep their oxygen mask and do small little things by themselves. So we have to get ready for that kind of God blesses all, but we don't know what kind of Armageddon is going to hit us, and we need to be ready for what. So we need to gear up and understand what we never probably did. What's our job description at home, when we go out with friends, and we might have to stay with strangers, with different family members. Job description at a movie industry. This is what I could connect with where I'm leading to in one line, job description at a movie industry. That's in Arabic, al-wasaf al-wadifi fi sana'at al-cinema. So here is what we are doing is, let's understand a movie industry. Now, in a movie industry, we have a director, we have a producer, we have an actor, we have a villain, we have a scriptwriter, we have an editor. So for those enthusiastic who love movies, and I'm sure if you didn't love movies, at least let's be loyal now. With so much of lockdown around us, everybody's a Netflix expert. If not everybody, at least 90% of the audience, they are into Netflix already, or Amazon Prime Time or something. So I'm sure you would know what's the trending movies which are coming next week. Now, all these movies, what we are enjoying, all these episodes, we know that they weren't just made like this. We had a producer who actually risked all his money putting into this project. We had a director who is directing, and especially for Netflix episodes, they're quite longer than a 3 hours movie or a 1.5 hour movie. They're quite longer. The scriptwriter is not writing a small movie. He's writing an episode, which takes a lot of creativity, a lot of time. There are different characters. The actor does not make the movie hit alone. It's the other characters, other building blocks which comes together and makes a movie hit altogether. That's how successful movies are made. Sometimes in Oscars, I also notice that not necessarily the best actor will take it all always. There are some other actors in some awards function who take the actual award because of what acting they have done, how much justice they have put to whatever section they were given. So this is how movie industries are built. This is how theater, how art industry is a very success. Even if one component is not doing their job carefully, that's it. Let's take, for example, a circus. If the lion or the tiger or an elephant, such cute species, though wild species, they don't do their job correctly, we would see many circus guys be eaten up or squashed under the elephant. So even the animals, they know their job in these circus kind of environment. We talk about live theater, which is something so risky, which is something so live in front of the audience. One mistake in the script and that's it, we are done. So that's how important it is for everybody to know their roles. Job description in Toastmasters. Al-Wasf Al-Wadifi في Toastmasters. Now, in Toastmasters, we have our own job description. Now, except the second one, job description at home, for the other three, which I'm mentioning here, we have something written certain. All the big movies, all the small movies, all the episodes, it's quite impossible that they won't be given a written job description, a written script. That would be impossible. So what is our job description in Toastmasters? In Toastmasters, it's simply the club leadership book. If you are a district officer, you have the district leadership handbook. If you happen to be an international officer, me being a region advisor, I have my region advisor handbook. And of course, this year we even modified a few things for our incoming region advisors to understand it better, and the same cycle will continue. No job description is a fixed one. It keeps changing, it keeps improving, and this is how good job descriptions are made. So in Toastmasters, someone would say the timer or the accounter, they don't have their job descriptions. Yes, they do have. If you see some Toastmaster materials, it clearly specifies the skeleton of what the timer is supposed to do, the skeleton of what a general evaluator is supposed to do. Now, with every job description, we can make it better by putting our own style to it. And this is what makes us different from one another. Why some actors, they get the Oscars and some don't. Maybe the job description would be something similar, but some made it, some didn't. And the reason why, because simply this actor put their own style to it and made it even better. So job descriptions are not there to hold you back always. It's there to keep you in your place, but your personal knowledge, your experience, your style can make it even better, that you end up being the best one among all the others. Now, it's a clear job description, something similar what every district has. A district recognition plan, something like a job description. What do you need to do? How many times do you need to meet? The district team, they sit down together. Club distinguished program. All the members of the club, they sit down in the beginning of the year. They take their job descriptions. They take the plan. They put what they can do for the whole year to achieve the club goals. And this is how it works for the club. So now, even if one officer out of all the others does not do what's required for their job description, so what's the first thing that happens? The president gets frustrated. The district director gets frustrated. The region advisor gets frustrated. But you see, leaders should have that bulletproof jacket on. So there are ways, there are methods, what we should do as per our job description. Reach out, ask them, what's missing? Do you need a help somewhere? Why do you think it's not delivered yet? There are certain steps which we take. There are certain steps which they are supposed to take. Now, the steps which they are supposed to take is also ask for help. Instead of saying that I will deliver it on some other date when I know what's the problem. And if I know I'm bad at it or I need to learn, I can ask for help, I can reach out. So in order to fulfill my job description, whether at work, whether at home, whether in Toastmasters, I need to reach out. Now, there are few things at home which we can't do the best. If I see my car tire is punctured and I've never done it before, I can take help from somebody at home. I can ask them, maybe they know, to reach out people near us. And if I don't have anybody nearby, I can go to the neighborhood. If I don't find someone there, then I can go to the extended neighborhood or call a friend. So to empower people around us, to empower you, to empower me, we need to first reach out to do our job description. What it says is to reach out to people around us. So when the president gets frustrated, the president is supposed to reach out to people in the ExCom, especially in private, to the person who is not able to deliver as per their job description for some reason. If that doesn't work, have a team meeting and reach out to people in the boundary of the club ExCom. And if that doesn't happen, to reach out to the area director. And if that doesn't help, to reach out to the next. Now, our job descriptions, our club leadership handbook, our district leadership handbook clearly specifies whom should we reach out to in case we need to do it or in case things are not working. But what happens nowadays? When we want to reach out, we straight want to reach out to the CEO of Toastmasters International. We straight want to reach out to the international president of Toastmasters International. Do we do that when we need a doctor? We just drive down to the nearest hospital in case of emergency. When there is an emergency, we don't drive around the town to look for the best hospital. So in a club environment, we should have that trust. We should know what each other's job descriptions are. My job description as a president is 1, 2, 3, 4. Your job description as VP Education, Vice President of Education is 5, 6, 7, 8. And similarly for other officers. So if in the beginning of the year, you have that team meeting and you discuss your job descriptions with each other and fill in the club success plan, which is the goal of the year. And you understand, according to the job description we made, somebody said, I've been through this several times and I'm speaking by experience. Once an officer said, don't call me before 4 p.m. It's my work time. So please, any calls after 4 p.m. Fine. That's very good. And here is how you can reach excellence. Because you know that the officer clearly said, don't reach out to me before 4 p.m. You put that in the job description or you put that in your plan. That this officer, let's say the secretary said, don't call me before 4 p.m. If you want my best, call me after 4 p.m. So when you come up with your job descriptions at your work in Toastmasters, only then things will pull in a better way. So lots of conflicts which has come to me or I have experienced over the years is because we don't agree on a generic job description for each other. We should agree with the generic and then go to the specific. And here is where your club will be successful. Your roles will be successful. Your term will be successful. There are some things which are out of job description, as I was saying. These are the core values of Toastmasters International. I am a great worker, but I don't have integrity. I don't have respect for my friends, for my fellow officers. I don't have respect for my fellow region advisors. I don't have respect for my fellow international officers. I might be the best, but I don't respect. This will again create problems. So in Toastmasters, job description is one thing. even at our work. Job description is one thing, core values are another. So when you make your job descriptions, make sure the core values are on top of it. Agree with your officers, with your members, that integrity is what is going to be on the top, respect is there, service and excellence. So we don't compromise on these 4 pillars and build our job description. Now, why that is important? Because if one of your officers cannot deliver because of some reason, that does not mean that we lose respect. We are going to call that officer in the club in front of 20 members and embarrass the officer. And that's not according to what we agreed. So this is where generic job description takes more part than the specific. And that's the reason, because we need to make sure we don't fall trap of emotional intelligence. And how do you not fall trap of that? It's only by agreement among each other. I have my incoming region advisor, James, on call with us. We have an agreement. We have a verbal agreement of many sorts, which is revolving around the core values of Toastmasters International. And that's how we function. That's how we run. Now we have elected the new district office. What's their job description? Their job description is that they help their district starting 1st of July. But sometimes in some districts, I saw conflicts in the last 2 weeks of June. And the reason for conflicts are because some leaders already start their work from now when they are supposed to be working on the current goals of the term. And here is where conflicts begin, especially this part of the year. Even when I wasn't the region advisor, with God's given grace, when people reach out to me, DTM Ali, can you be a conflict resolver for us? Can you chair this committee? It's very draining, which I avoid, but sometimes I can't say no. When I study these kind of committees, I only find out they are going out of their job description and serving members who are not supposed to be served at this time. Their time is not yet come. Their time is later. Similarly, the current leaders should focus on their time now. Right now is their time to serve their leaders. This is their job description from 1st July to 30 June, midnight, mountain time. They need to serve their members. So do not think the ink has dried, the book is done, it's still open. Few more days to go and your job description is still open. You are accountable and you're responsible to achieve. When we are all connected, we are all together in this. Every person, every role we take in a Toastmasters meeting, grammarian, accountant, officers, president, VP education, membership, PR, secretary, treasurer, surgeon at arms, even immediate past club president, we all have a job to do. If one link is broken, there is a problem in the whole function of the whole body. And if the car engine, if the spark plug is out, if the belt is out, the car will have a problem sooner or later. So similarly, we should know our job descriptions so well, and we should focus on them alone. I see most of the people, they are not worried about their job description, but they are so fascinated by the job description of others. Hey, Mr. PR, I'm the VP education, but I saw the PR poster is not having any branding guidelines followed. And the PR will say, but Mr. VP education or Madam VP education, I'm still waiting for the agenda from past 2 weeks. Can you give me the agenda, please? You see, here is where the conflict begins. Emotional intelligence. The VP education will feel bad. Oh my God, did you really ask me for the agenda? Yes, I did ask you for the agenda because you had the dare to ask me for the poster. So we should know our job description. It's the president's job to follow up. Sometimes we all become the president ourselves. So fellow Toastmasters, every component in Toastmasters or in life, but since we are talking about Toastmasters, every role is linked in with other role. You do your best for your role. If you are an actor, play the actor. If you are a villain, if it is a debate meeting, you have to play the villain, doesn't matter. Give your best. Let people appreciate it. But every role is so connected in Toastmasters, in life, that when we give our best to it, to our job description, the whole unit is going to be successful. Thank you very much that we could link in today with District 79. And over to you, our MC or our DD Samir. Sorry if I took a long time. I couldn't see the timer actually.
Thank you, DTM Shahbaz Ali. DTM Samir, can you proceed with the translation?
Thank you, Toastmaster Farid, and thanks for our region advisor, DTM Ali Shahbaz, for this wonderful speech and highlighting the importance of being connected and understanding each other. I don't know if I need to translate now, or we can, as our speaker told us, we can do the translation later on. If there is any Arabic speaker, he can wait and we do the translation later.
Right. I believe, DP, that would be better.
Okay, so let's move forward to the question and answer, and the translation will be after the session, based on the recommendation of our speaker.
Okay, thank you very much, DTM Samir, and thank you again, DTM Ali Shahbaz Ali, your wonderful speech. This is a need of the hour. I was this thrilled because when I saw that it is LinkedIn, you are going to talk about a different thing. End of the day, you just connected to Toastmasters. What are the issues we are facing? And it's very important that we need to reach out as with our abilities and how to resolve our conflicts inside the club and reaching out to the area and reaching out to the district and reaching out to the region. So the conflict resolver, you are the best conflict resolver that you have put many scenarios to explain from the beginning. It's very well understood this topic. And thank you so much to give this insight to our district members. So now I would like to call our question and answer moderator, Toastmaster Samir Kamal, to proceed with the question and answers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fariz. I'll just brief what I said in Arabic. الإخوة والأخوات الراغبين والراغبات باللغة العربية سنقوم بالترجمة بعد انتهاء المحاضرة، وذلك بناء على ترشيح أو بناء على طلب من المتحدث اليوم. For the question and answers, we can do the translation after each question, so that we keep the people connected with us. We have a few questions actually today. And the first one is, when we do our job description, we might get criticism and heartbroken. How to overcome this? So may I repeat it again, or it's clear? Sorry. Our host, can you unmute our speaker?
Okay, thank you, District Director. Well, I have gone through that phase as well, DD Samir. When even as a district officer or a club officer, when I was making the club success plan and going through the job description given to us in the club leadership manual or the district leadership manual, the first few meetings, yes, we do have conflicts, we do have debates. For example, if I tell the Vice President Public Relation, you need to make 2 posters a month, you see. So the public relation would negotiate. No, sorry, I cannot make 2. Or sometimes you ask 4, they say, no, 4 is too much. I can make only 3 or 2. So these things do fall into some debates and discussion, especially when it is a new member coming in the XCOM for the first time. I still remember we didn't finalize our club venue, and we told the Sergeant at Arms, you will have to put the banner and the club stuff in your car after every meeting. And the Sergeant at Arms was kind of upset. I can't do this. You know, I go for shopping. Where will I put my stuff? But then we negotiated, fine, who here has a spare place in the car, who has a bigger car. So there will be some things related to emotional intelligence, but if our planning is done in the beginning, all that pain talks will be done in the beginning itself. Our rest of the term will be much relaxed. But if we don't do the job description part in the beginning, we have all the right to suffer for the rest of the term.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ali. There is another question, which is, what if you said in your speech that if there is a leader who is desperate because one of his team is not functioning well based on the job description being given to him. You mentioned that we have to outreach and ask that leader or that team member about why or what is missing for you to fulfill your requirements or your job description. What if we do these questions and we have this interview but nothing happened? Still the same team member having the same attitude?
There should be a root cause for this reason. If we gave few chances to the club officer and the club officer is not delivering, there should be a precedent or an officer talk, but sometimes it should have some glimpse of a friendly talk as well. Do you need some help? Is there a problem? Now, I have noticed, I wouldn't say many DTMs, but the more senior we get, we are shy to ask for help. For example, if I become a VP PR of a club next term, as a past region advisor, people would expect me to make some amazing posters. But let me admit in front of all of you, if you tell me to make the poster today, a kindergarten kid would make a better one. I know the theory of branding guidelines, but when it comes to making it practically on Canva, on Illustrator, or Photoshop, I would be the last person you want to take help from. So in this scenario, my president would already think that, okay, DTM Ali is a past region advisor. Should I keep pressuring him to make the poster? Why is he taking so much time? And on my side, I might be shy to tell my president, please, can you help me? So I will be waiting for him to ask me that question. DTM Ali, do you need help? We are friends. Let's do it over a coffee. If he tells me that, then only I will open up and say, yes, I need your help. So it all depends on leadership styles here. We should approach to them as an officer and as a friend on, is something missing? If you try that also and it's not working, then I think our handbook already tells us what to do, how to remove an officer. If they are shy to resign, but there are ways to remove an officer. It's a very unfortunate step. We shouldn't do that, but if required, maybe we have to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Over to you, Didi.
There's another question about if we agreed about a job description, but the organization itself, they start taking some actions which is not aligning with the agreeable job description or the agreeable contract, we can say, between us and them. So what kind of recommendations, actions do you want us or you recommend us to take?
These are some very good questions which are coming in, and it's so real. It is happening. In an organization, it's a different thing. In my corporate experience, when a job description is given to us, We sit with the managers, we negotiate, it's put into the job description. Coming to Toastmasters International. Now, in a club environment, we have the constitution, we have the bylaws, we have this stand-in laws where we make certain agreements, like, for example, the club will meet every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Similarly, we have the club success plan. In the club success plan, we can agree and put things into it, what we need to do. But we cannot, if we have 10 goals, we cannot come up with the 11th goal. Toastmasters International has nowhere written we need to work on an 11th goal or come up with more goals if not required. But as far as we are not touching the governing documents, the skeleton given to us by Toastmasters, it's all okay. It's fine. There are some agreements which I can make with my club officers. For example, if you are the president, DD Samir, and if I'm the VP Education, we had an agreement that I will give you the draft agenda 2 weeks before the meeting for the president to have a look at it. But if I didn't give you that, and if you go and report me to Toastmasters, well, Toastmasters cannot directly do anything about this agreement which was done between me and you about the 2 weeks agreement. You see, that is you as a president and the ExCom need to decide what to do with me. Maybe negotiate with me. Make it 1 week instead of 2 weeks. I change my job and new job is very busy. So here is what will work is the ExCom. We have to decide as an ExCom. Not everything Toastmasters will decide for us. And this is what I was saying in my talk. Normally we jump, nowadays it's a trend, right to the CEO, right to the world headquarters for small little things which the club ExCom should solve among themselves. So we need to empower each other. So not everything they will change for us, some we need to change between us. Over to you, Didi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ali. We have also a question, says that when we joined Toastmasters, there was an agreement between us and Toastmasters, or the promise. And also we went through Toastmasters organization, and we knew the history and the background of this organization. We are noticing that the Toastmasters International is teaming up with another organization currently. And in some regions, the people are not aligning with that new organization or that coming organization. I know that. I hope that you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So the leader who is asking this question is saying that now there is like not misunderstanding, but Toastmasters International now is teaming up with an organization that we are not aligning with, we are not okay with, based on this region's understanding. Now, how can a member can stand or can express his opinion to Toastmasters, and why Toastmasters International didn't take the confirmation or didn't even like put it as a proposal and take the voting about it?
Definitely, if Didi Samir, if I was in the board of Toastmasters, I could have told them about this, but unfortunately, I'm not in the board. R.A. James is not in the board. So we don't have anybody from us in the board where we could have told the board about this. So there are decisions which the board takes. They do hear from people who come from the region. But sometimes it's been some time that I know, being from Bahrain, being from the Middle East, definitely if I was asked even once by Toastmasters International, because I know the ground work here, how it's done, I know the culture, I know the drill here. So I would have given them my feedback. But since it's already happened and we know where the question is leading to, what is it about, I would only say to these members, contact your district officer write an official email to your region advisor or directly to Toastmasters International, so that once you write this to us, we have evidence to talk to them, to take this further on what can we do next. In such a scenario, now it's already done. There is no way going back immediately. It's not happening immediately, because to reach here, there was a lot of steps taken. So we cannot go back immediately. What I can do is I can reach out to the board and tell the board that give us an evidence, give us a letter which says that how much of this alliance is happening. Is it at the surface level, or is it very deep? Because I doubt it's too much to worry about at this time. It's not a very deep alliance. It is just one or two projects Toastmasters has designed for the other organization members to benefit from. Just like we translated the materials from English to Arabic, French, Chinese, different languages, same thing has happened here. There are two projects made in such a way where the member of the other organization can take and they can work on it. That's it. Yes, but if the alliance is deep, even I will be worried as region advisor what to do next, because we know the situation. But I need a written thing from the district which makes me go ahead and talk about this alliance. And I would only say, please do not worry about it. Our governments in the Middle East are very much aware of things more than we think they are. They know all what's going on. So we shouldn't flare the issue from our side. Let them come and ask us, guys, what's happening, and meanwhile, let's prepare some paperwork which we can give them if needed. And I'm totally with you in this. I totally understand where is the question coming from, and I am with you on this. So I feel it. Don't worry.
So we are lucky that our regional advisor feels what we feel, and especially the people who ask the question. We have a question, but still it's not completed. So may I ask, we ask this question to complete that question. We have another question actually says that it seems that he didn't find the link between the 2 points you mentioned about the movie industry and our topic. And the question is, what's the purpose of having a job description at movie industry?
See, this job description is a concept. Don't look at it as a material document. My whole concept was LinkedIn, and how do we link with each other in Toastmasters, at work, in personal life. Each one of us has a role to play. Each one of us, we have a job to do. Whoever might have asked me this probably has logged in a little later. If not, let me just give a quick recap. In Toastmasters, what I was saying in the beginning, a lot of conflicts which I have seen, is simply because we don't do our role. We don't follow our purpose, our objectives given to us in a form of a book. And that book, I call it as job description given to us. If I'm a president, I have my own job description. I have certain roles to do to achieve something. I have to start the meeting on time. I have to use the gavel. I have to use the parliamentary procedures. This is my job description. This is not the job description of the sergeant at arms to use Robert rules of order while closing the bag and putting all the materials and close the bag. Robert rules of order does not say you have to hit the gavel twice on the bag and close it. You see, it's the president's part to do this. So each one of us, we have our job to do. We have our roles to do. And I call it a job description like in the corporate world. I use the same terminology here. We have a job description. In the movie industry, each character has a job description. So I connected these characters with officers in the club. A director of a movie is similar like a president of a club. The director has a job to delegate, to direct, to monitor. The same thing a president does in the club. So this is where I connected the movie industry job description, or how every component is important, with the XCOM. Even if one component, if the producer pulls out of the movie and says, I'm not putting money, it will affect the whole movie. If the VP education pulls out and you can't find another VP education, it affects the whole club for that small time. You can find another producer. You can find another VP education. But if each one is doing their job properly, it's a smooth sail towards your goal. That's very important. So this is why I use the terminology job description.
Thank you for clarifying the link between the example and Toastmasters case. Actually, I have a lot of questions, but my boss, the event chair, is asking me that we are telling me that it's overtime, and we can go forward with more questions. So we may have to entertain the questions after the session if your time allows, Ali. Thank you a lot for sharing with us this beautiful idea about the connection between the team, and clarity in job description will be the success, or the key factor of the success of the leadership experience in our Toastmasters Club and any other team, of course. Thank you a lot, and now I can return the control to our event chair, Toastmasters.
I would just add one more line here before the MC speaks. Didi Samir, if you allow. Thank you. I understand sometimes because of emotional intelligence, we start panicking. I do as RA also. When I hear things from the world headquarters, when I hear things which are yet to be revealed to our members, it's a test on my emotional intelligence, how hard I can hold this news. And I am becoming an expert in this. You as a district director, a club president, when you get some news, we all hold on to it. Same thing about one of the questions which was asked. We do know about many alliances happening. These are all happening in good faith to make the organization expand. As I said, we don't have anybody there from our side to tell them about this. We need to educate them. Meanwhile, while we do our job to educate them, do not panic, please. You have your goals for this term. If you are giving good speeches, continue giving good speeches. Don't make this problem your problem right now. Inform your district director, your district office. They are very much capable, and trust in them. They will take this forward. So keep doing the wonderful job, District 79 members. Do not fall trap of this case right now. It is a concern, but it shouldn't stop you from being a good president, from being a good member, from being a good education secretary, treasurer. It has nothing directly right now. So continue your good job and leave it to the officers. Just inform them whatever you hear. Thanks a lot, and over to you, MC.
Thank you very much, DTM Ali Shahbaz Ali. It was a wonderful, enlightening to our members. And thank you again. We had a great productive episode. I must thank to my team behind here, and DTM Samir Kamal, his advisor team, and Madam Samina, and also our action team, Dr. Salim Hakim, Toastmaster Fahim, Toastmaster Fazmi, and Toastmaster Noman, sorry. Again, thank you very much. Please tune into our next week, 13th, Saturday is 5 p.m. Again, we see you soon. This meeting is open another 2 minutes. You can socialize, and after that we'll end the meeting. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just for the Arabic translation, we can have 15 minutes maximum. After the socializing 2 minutes.
All right. Okay.
unmute your mics, dear leaders, if you want, and speak, and if you want to ask any question or just make some noise.
If you
We
have
have
any questions, please go
two
ahead.
regions advisor and the district director and a lot of leaders, top leaders.
I see Patrick here also.
I have friendly question.
Yes, DTM Nazar.
Friendly question.
Yes.
After your term as Region 11 advisor, what's your plans? Are we going to see international directors push?
Well, I'm taking one step at a time, but my big brother Nazar, you see, our style of working, as you know, in the Middle East, we have given our 200%. It was exhausting. So I'm taking one step at a time, and inshallah, that's the plan. Let's see. Let's see. Inshallah.
Okay, great. I don't want to see you like Umar Radhakrishnan. You know, she was very good fighter and good leader woman, but then she disappeared in India. I don't know what happened.
Yes. Inshallah.
Good luck.
Thanks for that. Hi, Patrick. We cannot hear you, Patrick.
Hi, Ali. How are you? Hi, Samir.
I'm doing
Nice.
fine. We see Nazir, Patrick, everybody mostly only in the convention. So it's good to see everybody here. Our friend Fattah is very quiet today.
No, he's not quiet.
Hi, I just woke up an hour ago. I just reached late a little bit, unfortunately. I put a question forward, but the time is gone. So one question is not related, which I understand. That's fine. Judges anonymity, leave it outside because it's not related to this. But I put another question, which is a little bit related, but it wasn't asked, unfortunately. Time has gone out. That was the question is, why not really have a package? I.e., if you want to go for the district, we elect the district director and let him select his PQD and let him select his club growth. And the same thing for the president. Elect the president, let him select his team. That way, it will be more successful, more cooperation. Because I've seen in at times when you elect, other positions, sometimes they're not in harmony and it doesn't work. And because you're the boss, if you're the district director, you're the boss, you're the final responsible. Have your team and you're accountable with your team. But if I'm a DD and I cannot control these guys, they're not working with me, whatever, and I cannot kick them out. So what's the point? That's a general question, really. Sorry, I've got my grandkids
I think
bothering me.
that's a logical question, but in the other keynote I was having, somebody actually asked me, can we start electing admin manager, PR manager, and the finance manager? We need to elect all this officers. And I believe in one of the districts that was the hot topic, other than one key talk which I had somewhere. Now, different people do come up with different scenarios. Some people want to elect all of them. And today, for the first time, I'm hearing, let's elect only the district director or the club president. There is good and bad in both. Again, if the club wants to do this, we can start from the club level. If the club wants to do this, let's say for a corporate club wants to do this, they can try it out for one term, see how it works for them. The company CEO or the manager, somebody can be the president, and then the president appoints the others. So it is possible. We can always write to TI, test the waters at a club level, then see how it works. This is something similar we do in the area director for area directors and division directors. The area director, they have the choice to make their own team. The division directors, they have choice to make their own team. So now we have to study. We have to do some statistics. Was it successful? Are these areas successful when they do this? The area marketing, how is that going? So maybe a district can come up with a committee which can study this and give their research to Toastmasters International. So all recommendations are good.
Thank you very much. But if TMI will have their answer, anyway, we tried so many ways on the judges' anonymity, they didn't bother. Yeah. So anyway,
I know that issue.
Thank you very much. Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I see Julie from Singapore laughing on Nazir's joke.
Hi, Julie, how are you?
Hi, I'm okay. Hi. Yeah, I was just laughing at the way you tell him to enjoy your grandchildren. Don't tell them to go away.
Yes, true. Actually, Didi Samir, I'm fasting today. So
for the
yes, thanks. I might be leaving in a few minutes.
Actually, we finished. So thank you a lot, the leaders. Thank you a lot, of course, DTM Ali, for accepting to speak to us and to all the guests from all over the world to share very, very insightful idea about connecting and also be clear in our job descriptions, especially in the time of like June or the time of the critical times. We have to focus more on our job description without overcoming or overruling other roles. Thank you a lot for that.
Most welcome.
And we'll keep connected, of course, even if we finished our year as district director and regional advisor, but still you are our mentor and our friend, our brother, like we call each other, and we'll keep connected with Allah. Thank you, Ali, and thanks for everyone.
Thanks a lot.
إخوة الحابين باللغة العربية هندي ملخص بس بعد ما الآخرين يمشوا إن شاء الله.
Didi Samir, what happened to the instant translation that you had before?
The translators are not available, and I didn't want to take the risk to do it by myself because it may fail. So we prefer to give it as a translation after the session. Inshallah, from next session, the translators will be available with us, and they will do it. I'm not talented like that.
You don't take anything.
I gotta go. Good night. Thank you very much. Thanks for.
Thank you, Patrick, and always see you. We are always to see you in our events.
Hi, Shika. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. We'll see you. We'll see you again, Samir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see you. Thank you a lot for coming. Bye.
Bye-bye.
For District 79 leaders, don't miss the 1 hour with DD this evening. The topic is not yet decided, so we will stay tuned for at 9 o'clock. We will inform you about the topic.
Didi, if you have a link, you can put it in the chat box.
We can check it in the WhatsApp.
Okay. Now here
we have four channels. Or 3 channels, we can say. We have groups, and we have the area directors, division directors groups, so they can also we have the link, and also in our Facebook main page or main group, we also post our link there. In any case, if you attended one of the sessions before, it's the same link, so you can use the same link every time and log into the 1 hour. At 10 o'clock this evening. Well, it seems there is no Arabic speakers even with us except Zahra and Muhammad Nasruddin, and I believe both of them they fluent in English, not only they know English, they are so fluent there. So we don't need to translate them. By that, for me, I'm leaving. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, Didi Kamil. We really enjoy it. Although that we joined you late, thank you very much for this. Thank you.
Thank you, Muhammad. Thank you, and it's nice to see you. And this
Nice to see you too.
members.
Thank you.
a
Thank
lot.
you very much. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
You feel like dancing for the music, right? Music stopped.
Thank you everyone, all the attendees, the leaders, presenters, to everyone, gratitude. With this, we have come to end of this episode. We will meet you all with a new episode next Saturday. Until then, take care, have a great evening, be safe, till we see you next time. Bye-bye.